देखो अच्छा कर कुछ रखना। हाँ रखना है जल्दी से क्योंकि ना ये स्टॉप और रखें। रुक जाओ आप इधर देखो सर। हाँ 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 अब सही इधर हमारा थोड़ा सा Good morning, everyone. So, children, welcome all of you to chemistry class. Today, we will practice some questions from the chapter Atoms and Molecules. Before that, I want to know from you that on the previous day, we had discussed the questions related to average atomic mass from the chapter structure of the atom and the electronic configuration. So, do you have any problem in solving those questions related to average atomic mass of the atom which is having two or more isotopic forms? Do you have any problem? Only one girl has responded that she doesn't have any problem in that. So today, okay, Sumit Kumar also, no problem, very good. So today we will see the questions from atoms and molecules. Let us first of all revise what are atoms. Atoms are the smallest indivisible particles of matter. Smallest indivisible particles of matter, and according to Dalton's atomic theory, atoms are the particles that take part in chemical reactions, and during chemical reactions, these atoms are neither destroyed nor they can be created. Okay? Understand? And atoms take part in chemical reactions in whole number ratio. It doesn't happen that 1.5 atoms participate with 2.25 atoms. Understand? No. Only whole number atoms take part. For example, carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide. So here one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen combine to form carbon dioxide. Understand? So this is called a compound. This is called a compound, and these are called reactants. What are these called to them? These are called reactants which participate, which interact with one another to form product. This is called product. What children? This is called product, and this is called reactants. Okay? Then we have to discuss laws of chemical combination. Laws of chemical combination. There are two laws of chemical combination that we need to discuss in this chapter. One is the consequence of the postulate of Dalton's atomic theory, which states that atoms take part in chemical reactions and they cannot be created nor be destroyed during a chemical reaction. So this law forms this postulate forms the basis of the law known as law of conservation of mass. What is the law of conservation of mass? What does it state? It states that if I am again stating the law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass, it states that when two or more atoms react chemically during a chemical reaction, they form a product. Okay, and during a chemical reaction, the mass of the total mass of the reactants taken together is equal to the total masses of all the products taken together. That means during a chemical reaction, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Understand? So this law states that during a chemical reaction, during a chemical reaction, mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Neither be created nor be destroyed. Okay? Or we can also say in a balanced chemical equation, the total mass of all the reactants is equal to the total mass of all the products of the reaction. Okay, students. So let us understand what is a balanced chemical equation. Balanced chemical equation means, let us write down or let us try to understand. Balanced chemical equation means the atoms of particular element on the reactant side should be equal to the atoms of that particular element on the product side. For example, here on the reactant side, the number of atoms of carbon is 1, isn't it? Number of carbon atoms is 1, and in the product it is also 1. So this reaction is said to be balanced in terms of atoms of carbon. This reaction is said to be balanced in terms of atoms of carbon. Okay. Then here atoms of oxygen. There are 2 atoms of oxygen on the reactant side, and there are 2 atoms of oxygen on the product side. So this equation is also balanced with respect to the atoms of oxygen. And as a whole, this chemical equation is balanced. So such an equation which is having equal number of atoms of each kind on the reactant side and on the product side is said to be a balanced chemical equation, and law of conservation of mass holds good and only when the chemical equation is balanced. Okay, we will solve 1 or 2 questions related to this law. Is it clear? Law is clear or not? Do you understand the law of conservation of mass? Can you tell me? No need to write this. Simply I will give you some questions that you will solve. No need to write this. You have already written. Okay, children? You have already written. So just I am reminding you. Revising these things so that you do not forget. Okay? Now I will give questions. Shall I give the questions, children? Now, this question states that question number 2 of your exercise. When 2 grams is burned in 8 gram of oxygen, 11 gram of carbon dioxide is formed. 11 gram of carbon dioxide is formed. Carbon dioxide is formed. Carbon dioxide is formed. What mass of carbon dioxide will be formed with 3 grams of carbon? What mass of carbon dioxide will be formed? Carbon dioxide will be formed when 3 grams of carbon, 3 grams of carbon is bond in 50 grams of oxygen. Okay, this is your question. Let us read questions thrice. Okay, when 2 grams of carbon is bond, then 2 grams of carbon. I'm sorry, this question states that 3 grams, not 2. 3 grams. When 3 grams of carbon is bond in 8 grams of oxygen, 11 grams of carbon dioxide is produced. What mass of carbon dioxide will be formed when 3 grams of carbon is bonded in 50 grams of oxygen? Okay? See. Let us write the chemical equation for this question. Solution. Chemical equation will write carbon plus oxygen, then carbon dioxide. This is the chemical equation. Now this is the balanced chemical equation. This is 1, this is 1, this is 1. Now what is the atomic mass of carbon? It is 12 grams. कितना है? 12 ग्राम. ये क्या है? 16 into 2, because atomic mass of oxygen is 16, so it will be 32 grams. Then here 12 plus 16 into 2 is equal to कितना हो गया? ये हो जाएगा कितना? 44 ग्राम. कितना हो जाएगा बेटा? This is 44 grams. Okay. So this equation tells us that when 12 grams of carbon bonds with 32 grams of oxygen, it gives 44 grams of oxygen. Okay. Okay. So what is the ratio? Let us take the ratio. So 12 is to 32 is to 44. इसको अगर हम 4 से डिवाइड करें, डिवाइडेड बाय 4, तो 4 बन जा 4 3 जा 4 बन जा 4 8 जा 4 बन जा 4 11 जा. So 3 grams of carbon, then 8 grams of oxygen is equal to 11 grams of carbon dioxide, which is what we have seen in the question also. 3 grams of carbon is bonded in 8 grams of oxygen and it gives 11 grams of carbon. Okay? Any doubt in this? Can you tell me, children? Any doubt in this? Now, what mass of carbon dioxide will be formed? What mass of carbon dioxide will be formed when 3 grams of carbon is bonded with 50 grams of oxygen? So, children, out of this, so if we take children, if we take 50 grams of oxygen only 8 grams of oxygen will react with 3 gram of carbon, 3 gram carbon to form 11 gram carbon dioxide. Remaining 50 gram minus 8 gram is equal to 42 gram. 42 gram oxygen will remain unreacted. Okay, note down, children. And can you tell me which law governs this answer? This law is known as law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion. Law of constant proportion states that when two or more atoms of elements combine together, they combine in a fixed ratio. They combine in a fixed ratio. For example, in this reaction, carbon and oxygen react in the ratio of 3:8. React in the ratio of 3:8. Understand? So they will react in that ratio. If excess amount is taken, it will remain as unreacted. It will not be taking part in the chemical reaction. This law is known as law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion. So with this we have completed two laws: law of conservation of mass and law of definite proportion. Is that clear? Law of definite proportion is clear to you or not? Law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion. Now shall I have the board? Shall I have the board? Is it clear to everyone? Okay. See, now let us take one more question related to law of conservation of mass. It is very easy question. It is very easy question. We have solved earlier also. This question number, here we will see. In a reaction, in a reaction, 5.3 gram sodium carbonate, 5.3 gram sodium carbonate. You should know the formula of these compounds. Sodium carbonate. Write down the formula for sodium carbonate here. Please tell me. Write down the formula for sodium carbonate. Reacted with 6 gram of ethanoic acid. 6 gram of ethanoic acid. 6 gram of ethanoic acid. Also, you write the formula for ethanoic acid. Ethanoic acid is also known as, what is the common name of ethanoic acid? It is acetic acid. Acetic acid, which is commonly the main component of vinegar. What is vinegar? Vinegar is the chemical that we use in our pickles. Okay, children? Ethanoic acid. The product there. The product were 2.2 gram of carbon dioxide. Children, if you don't understand, please give me a message that you don't understand, so I will make you more clear. Carbon dioxide 2.2 gram of carbon dioxide, comma 0.9 gram 0.9 gram water 0.9 gram water and 8.2 gram sodium ethanoate. Children, this question will test your skills of chemical formula. You have to write the chemical formula of the substances that are mentioned in this question. Okay? Sodium ethanoate. Now they are to show that these observations are in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. Show that these observations are in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. With the law of conservation of mass. See, first of all, we should know what is law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass says that the total mass of all the reactants taken together is exactly equal to the total mass of all the products taken together in a balanced chemical equation. And what is the balanced chemical equation? I have told you earlier. Okay, balanced chemical equation. Okay, let us see. First of all, we will write down the word equation for this chemical reaction, and then we will write down the chemical equation. Then we will see whether the data given in the question agrees with the law of conservation of mass or not. Okay. See, sodium carbonate plus ethanoic acid the products are sodium ethanoate plus water plus carbon dioxide. I am not writing the masses of these reactants and products. Now this is the word equation. Now we will write down the chemical equation. Sodium carbonate. So what is the formula for sodium carbonate? Nobody has given the response. What is the formula for sodium carbonate? Sodium carbonate. Na2CO3. What is the formula for ethanoic acid? CH3COOH. This is the formula for ethanoic acid. And then what is the formula for sodium ethanoate? CH3COONA. This is sodium ethanoate plus water H2O plus CO2. So this is the chemical equation. Now let us write down the one minute. We have to balance this equation first. See, there are two atoms of sodium, one atom. So we will balance this. Multiply by 2. Then here also we have to multiply by 2. Now we will check. 2 atoms of sodium. Then see. Carbon 1 and 1 plus 1 2 to the 4 5 and यहाँ पे भी 1 plus 1 2 into 2 4 plus 5. Carbon is also balanced. Oxygen 3 and 2 to the 4 7 yes 2 to the 4 4 to 6, 1, 7. Oxygen is also balanced. Are you getting or not, children? Are you getting or not? Okay. Then what is left? Hydrogen. 3 plus 1, 4, 4 to the 8. 8 atoms of hydrogen here. 3 to the 6 plus 2. Okay, balance. Now what they are asking? The mass 5.3 gram of sodium carbonate. 5.3 gram. 5.3 gram. Then reacted with 6 gram of uric acid. 6 gram. 6 gram of uric acid. And what they form? The products were 2.2 gram of carbon dioxide. 2.2 gram carbon dioxide. 2.2 gram carbon dioxide. 0.9 gram water. 0.9 gram water. And 8.2 gram sodium chloride. 8.2 gram. Now what we have to see? These are the reactants. These are the reactants. And these are the products. These are the products. Simply we have to check whether the sum of the masses of the reactants is equal to the sum of the masses of products or not. If it is equal, that means the observations are in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. And if the masses of the reactants and products are different, then these observations are not in agreement with the law of conservation of mass. So let us check this. See, this will be 11.3 gram. How much? 11.3 gram is equal to, देखो check करो. So 8.2 plus 2.2, 10.4, 10.4 plus 0.9, 11.3 gram. Okay. So 11.3. So now, since the law of conservation of mass states that the mass of total mass of all the reactants is equal to the total mass of the product, then it is during a chemical reaction, the law of conservation of mass states that during a chemical reaction, the masses of the reactant is equal to the masses of the product. So this is law of conservation of mass. Holds good in the above equation. In the above equation, above reaction. Okay, children. So, do you understand or not? Is it clear to everyone? So we have seen the two laws. Now, we will see the chemical formula. How to write the chemical formula. Shall I have this? Shall I have this now? Okay. See children, sample papers are available for the year 2020-21. So you just solve the sample papers. During your midterm break, you solve at least 5 sample papers. What I am giving the homework, please note down. You have to solve at least 5 sample papers during your midterm break. Is it clear to everyone? Midterm break. I am giving the homework. Solve 5 sample papers in your holiday homework notebook. Notebook. Okay, solve 5 sample papers in your holiday homework notebook. I will correct whenever you come to the school. That time you have to bring and then I will correct. Okay, children. See, now ions are nothing but if an atom loses or gains electrons, it acquires charge. It acquires charge, either positive or negative. Such species is called an ion. Okay, called an ion. For example, sodium Na, atomic number 281. Now if it loses one electron, it becomes Na positive, and this is called sodium ion or sodium cation. Cation is an ion which has positive charge. Okay. On the other hand, suppose chlorine, atomic number 17, 287. So KLM. So if this atom gains one electron, it becomes Cl minus, chloride ion or anion. Okay, so cations are positively charged ions while anions are negatively charged ions. Okay, children. Now, depending upon the number of atoms in an ion, ions are of different types. Monoatomic ions are such ions which have only one atom. For example, sodium only one atom, chlorine one atom, chlorine minus one, Al plus 3. This is only one atom. Okay, so those ions which have only one atom in them are called monoatomic ions. Okay, and those ions which have two atoms in them, they are called diatomic ions. Similarly, triatomic ions, tetraatomic ions, or polyatomic ions. Okay, so this was about your ions. For example, we will say suppose now they will ask, suppose one question related to this. Find the atomicity of the ion. Atomicity means number of atoms found in an ion. Atomicity of following ions. Find the atomicity of following ions. For example, Na plus 1, B, CO3 minus 2, C, HCO3 minus 1, then D, PO4 minus 3, E, then SO4 minus 2, okay, F, NH4 plus 1, okay. So now let us see what is the atomicity. This is one atom, so atomicity is 1. This is monoatomic ion. This is monoatomic ion. Okay, children, are you getting or not? The second, carbonate. So charge is minus 2, but the number of atoms 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. So this is 4 atoms. This is tetraatomic ion. This is what tetra. And excuse me, children. Yes, children, see tetraatomic ion. This is tetraatomic ion. Okay, and this is bicarbonate ion. What is the name of this ion? What is the name of this ion? Bicarbonate ion. This is carbonate ion. This is bicarbonate ion. So can you tell me the atomicity of bicarbonate ion? Right? Here you write children. Atomicity of bicarbonate ion. You please write down. All of you complete this. Atomicity of bicarbonate ion. Atomicity of phosphate ion. Atomicity of sulfate ion. Atomicity of ammonium ion. Yes. Write down. Hurry up. Very good. Bicarbonate 1, 2 plus 3, 5. This is pentaatomic or polyatomic. Pentaatomic or polyatomic. Polyatomic बोल लो. Phosphate ion. What is the name of this ion? Phosphate ion. What is the atomicity? 1 plus 4, 5. Again it is pentaatomic. Again this is pentaatomic. Sulfate ion. What is the atomicity of sulfate ion? 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. So 5 हो जाएगी. This is again pentaatomic. Pentaatomic. And what is the name of this ion? Can you tell me? What is the name of this ion? This is ammonium ion. And what is the atomicity? 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. Again pentaatomic. Okay? Note down. All of you please note. Note down. Shall I have the board or not? Now, shall I have the board? See, children. Now we will be studying about the formation of chemical formula. Formation of chemical formula of a compound. For that, this you should have the knowledge of the valency of the ion. We can say means number of electrons lost or gained by an atom to form an ion. The formula of the ion. Two things you should know. Understand? For example, if we want to write the formula of sodium chloride, we should know what are the ions found in the sodium chloride and what is the valencies of those ions present in that particular compound. Okay? Say for example, in sodium chloride there are two ions, sodium and chloride. So the valency of sodium is +1 and the valency of chlorine is -1. So they will exchange. So shall I have the board? Let us practice. Writing the formula of the compound. Writing the formula of the compound. Chemical formula of compound. Writing chemical formula of compound. Writing chemical formula. chemical formula of the compound. Suppose there are certain laws. The cation is written first and then anion. The valencies of ions get multiplied to give the number of ions in the formula. Okay. If polyatomic ions are present, they are enclosed in bracket. अब ये तो रूल्स हो गए लिखने के लिए, ठीक है। नाउ प्रैक्टिस वन और टू एग्जांपल। फॉर एग्जांपल सोडियम क्लोराइड में दो आयन होते हैं। देखो सोडियम क्लोराइड में दो आयन होते हैं, Na+ और Cl-। अब बनने की कैसे, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे इसको। क्या करेंगे, क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई। तो Na1 और Cl1, तो फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा, NaCl। क्या फॉर्मूला हो जाएगा, फॉर्मूला फॉर सोडियम क्लोराइड इज NaCl। फॉर्मूला फॉर सोडियम क्लोराइड इज NaCl। तो Na क्या है, कैटायन था, तो कैटायन पहले था और क्लोराइड क्या था, एनायन, तो उसको बाद में लिखा, ठीक है। सिमिलरली अब हम लोग अगर लेते हैं दूसरा, मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट। क्या लिखे, मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट। तो आपको पहले तो आयन की वैलेंसी और फॉर्मूला याद करना होगा। मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट, तो मैग्नीशियम का फॉर्मूला क्या होता है, Mg2+, ठीक है। और सल्फेट का फॉर्मूला SO4 2-। ओके, तो इनको फिर से वैलेंसी क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई होंगी, क्या बनेगा, Mg2। अब देखो तो ये जो सल्फेट है ना, सल्फेट इज पॉलीएटॉमिक आयन। क्या है, पॉलीएटॉमिक। कितने एटम्स है इस आयन में, 1 + 4 5 है। तो इसको हम लोग इसको ब्रैकेट में बंद करके ऐसे कर देंगे, Mg2 SO4 और SO4 2, ठीक है। SO4 2 हो जाएगा। तो अगर हम इसको सिंपलीफाई करें तो MgSO4 ऐसे लिखना है। कैसे लिखना है, MgSO4। बिकॉज व्हाई, बिकॉज दिस sulfate anion is a polyatomic ion. Sulfate anion is a polyatomic ion, so it is to be enclosed in a bracket. Okay, children. Similarly, let us take another example. Say sodium carbonate. What is it? Sodium carbonate. Let us form the formula for sodium carbonate. So the ions of sodium carbonate are sodium and carbonate, and the valencies are sodium +1 and carbonate -1. So let us see how can we form the formula for sodium carbonate. There are two ions, Na+ and carbonate CO3 -2, CO3 -2. So now the valencies are cross multiplied. Valencies are cross multiplied. See, Na2 CO3. Now what we are supposed to do, CO3, since it is a polyatomic ion, it has to be enclosed in the bracket. Okay, and this is one. So this is the formula for sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. Na2CO3, and CO3 has to be enclosed in the bracket because it is a polyatomic ion. So this we have formed the formula for sodium carbonate. Now I will give you some questions related to the formation of chemical formula. You will be required to form the formula of compound. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Now let us write aluminium phosphate. Aluminium phosphate. Form the formula for aluminium phosphate. Write the formula. Try to form it. If you will not be able to do, then I will show on the board how to solve this. This is aluminium phosphate. Aluminium phosphate. See, there are two ions, aluminium plus 3, phosphate PO4 minus 3. Now the balances are cross multiplied, minus 3 plus 3, Al plus 3, PO4 again 3. Okay, this is a polyatomic ion, so again it has to be enclosed in the bracket 3. So now we have to simplify. Since aluminium 3, phosphate 3, so they will cancel one another and we will form aluminium phosphate like this. AlPO4. AlPO4 is the correct chemical formula for aluminium phosphate. Okay, children, any problem? If you have any problem, please give me one message. Aluminium phosphate. Manali, PO. O has to be capital, not small. O capital. Okay. Then similarly, we will write down some other questions. Ammonium chloride. See, ammonium chloride. What are the ions found in ammonium chloride? Ammonium, cation, NH4 plus 1, and chloride, Cl minus 1. This is 1. Okay. So what is this? How they will form the formula for ammonium chloride? Plus 1 cross multiply, minus 1 cross multiply, NH4. Now, see children, since this ammonium is polyatomic ion, so it has to be enclosed the bracket. And ammonium plus 1 and 1. Okay, so this is the correct formula, ammonium chloride. Okay, so you will be solving these questions related to chemical formula. Okay, children. Now let us see what is molecular mass. Molecular mass is the total mass of all the atoms found in the compound. Let us write down. Molecular mass. Molecular mass. See, the total mass of all the atoms present in a molecule. It is expressed in atomic mass list. U. Okay. So for example, water. Atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 into 2 plus atomic mass of oxygen is 16 into 1 is equal to 18. So this is all about the you all know. Okay, children. So now here are certain announcements. So children, we have solved these questions related to the law of conservation of mass, atomicity of the ions, and the formation of chemical formula. Okay, so you will practice these questions at your home more and more, and you have to solve at least 5 sample papers in your notebook during your midterm break. Okay, children, and stay here, stay home, stay healthy. Don't go outside unnecessarily. Okay, and whenever you go out, you have to use your mask. You have to sanitize your hands properly. And whenever you are touching some surfaces, you please ensure that you are washing your hands with soap for at least 20 seconds. Okay, sir? Okay. So with this, I finish today's class. Thank you and have a nice day. Okay?